Have you ever replayed a simple conversation in your head, again and again, wondering if you said something wrong? Do you imagine worst-case scenarios before anything even happens? Do small decisions feel exhausting because your mind won't stop analyzing every possible outcome? If yes, you're not broken. You're probably an overthinker. Overthinking isn't just thinking too much. It's when your brain refuses to rest, even when nothing is wrong. And strangely, many of the smartest, most sensitive, and most aware people struggle with it. But why? Why does your mind keep running? Even when you desperately want peace. Most people assume overthinkers think a lot because they are highly intelligent. But psychology tells a different story. Overthinking is often a protection mechanism. Your brain believes that if it analyzes every possibility, it can prevent pain, embarrassment, rejection, or failure. In other words, your mind is trying to keep you safe. That's why overthinkers often imagine negative outcomes first, not because they want bad things to happen, but because they want to be prepared. Unfortunately, the brain doesn't know when to stop, so instead of protecting you, it traps you in endless mental loops. Overthinkers often relive old moments, conversations, mistakes, awkward situations. Why did I say that? What did they mean by that? I should have responded differently. This happens because your brain is searching for closure. But memory is not a video recording. It changes every time you replay it. So instead of solving the past, overthinking distorts it, making things feel worse than they actually were. And the more you analyze it, the more emotionally charged it becomes. Humans naturally fear uncertainty, but overthinkers feel it more intensely. Your brain keeps scanning for threats, asking, what if this goes wrong? What if they judge me? What if I fail? What if something bad happens? This constant what-if thinking creates anxiety, even when nothing dangerous is happening. Ironically, trying to control the future mentally only makes you feel more powerless. Many overthinkers are also highly sensitive people. You notice tone changes, facial expressions, small details others ignore. You pick up on hidden emotions. You sense tension in a room. This heightened awareness can be a strength. But it also means your brain processes more information than most people. More input, more analysis, more mental fatigue. That's why crowded places, social interactions, or emotional situations can leave you exhausted. For most people, choosing something simple, like what to eat, takes seconds. For overthinkers, it can turn into a mini mental battle. What if I regret it? What's the best option? What if something better exists? Your brain wants the perfect choice, but perfection doesn't exist. So decisions feel heavy even when they're small. This is why many overthinkers procrastinate, not because they're lazy, but because their mind is overwhelmed. Overthinkers often spend a lot of time worrying about what others think. Did I sound rude? Did I say too much? Do they secretly dislike me? This doesn't mean you're insecure. It usually means you have high empathy and social awareness. You don't want to hurt people. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You don't want to be misunderstood. But this constant self-monitoring becomes exhausting. One of the most frustrating parts of overthinking is that your brain can generate stress without any real danger. You can feel anxious in a completely safe environment. Your mind builds imaginary scenarios, then reacts as if they are real. This triggers the body's stress response. Faster heartbeat, muscle tension, restlessness, difficulty sleeping over. Time. This mental habit can lead to chronic anxiety and burnout. Perfectionism and overthinking often go hand in hand. If you believe mistakes are unacceptable, your brain will try to prevent them at all costs. You analyze, double-check, hesitate, and delay. But perfection is an impossible standard. So instead of achieving excellence, perfectionism traps you in fear of starting. Ironically, this can stop highly capable people from reaching their potential. Despite the struggle, overthinking comes with powerful abilities. Overthinkers are often highly creative, excellent problem solvers, deeply empathetic, great planners, emotionally intelligent, detail-oriented. Your mind can see patterns and connections others miss. The same brain that creates worry can also create insight, art, innovation, and understanding. The key is not to silence your mind, but to guide it. People often say, just relax or stop overthinking. But that advice doesn't work, because overthinking isn't a switch you can turn off. It's a habit your brain learned over years. The mind keeps going because it believes thinking equals control, and giving up control feels scary. Real relief comes not from forcing your thoughts to stop, but from learning to step back from them. Millions of people struggle with overthinking, especially thoughtful, sensitive, and intelligent individuals. Your brain is not defective, it's overprotective. It learned that analyzing everything might prevent pain. But life doesn't require perfect prediction. It requires presence. Peace doesn't come from solving every possible problem. It comes from accepting uncertainty. If you overthink everything, it doesn't mean you're weak. It often means you care deeply, feel deeply, and perceive deeply. But your mind was never meant to carry the entire weight of the past and future at once. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is allow yourself to rest inside the present moment. Because not every thought deserves your attention, and not every possibility needs to be solved. If this felt like it described you, you're not alone, and understanding your mind is the first step toward freeing it.